chilling. Sit back. Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I felt like picking up the camera today, which is something that I haven't felt like doing for a couple of months now, and I just thought I'd better take the opportunity to get it out and talk to you guys. I honestly don't know. I didn't have any idea what I wanted to film. I just knew that I wanted to film again, and I took that as a really good sign because I've honestly been feeling really unmotivated. The word I'm looking for isn't like not uncreative, because I've been creating in other ways. I feel like I just put a lot of pressure on myself and the pace at which I was filming, and I think I kind of just fell into a bit of a slump about it. I had a lot of other things going on and YouTube sort of ended up taking the back burner, and I was really upset about it, but at the same time I just knew that if I tried to force myself to create content, I wasn't gonna like anything that I made, I wasn't gonna feel inspired to do anything, and then I was just gonna criticize while I was editing, and it was just gonna be just a whole big negative time and I just didn't want that for myself. So I honestly I went with the flow. I listened to myself. I know that that's like seems like the opposite of consistency and the opposite of self-discipline, but I just felt like it was the right thing to do, was to put my energy into other places. So yeah, I feel like maybe I might be potentially on the other end of that slump or that like depressive state, and I might be feeling like I can come and connect with you guys again. The other thing was that I don't know if I was overly happy with the box that I'd put myself in. Obviously I make a lot of book related content and I love reading, and I absolutely adore booktube. I absolutely adore watching those videos and seeing what everybody's reading, but at the same time it felt really limiting to put myself just in that box. And obviously as I stepped into like a season where it wasn't even that reading wasn't a constant, it was just that reading wasn't what I cared about the most. Reading wasn't what I wanted to talk about. So I think that's also what really made it hard for me to want to to pick up the camera. I wasn't feeling motivated to film book related content. I wanted to talk about real life stuff that was going on, and I felt like I put myself in a box and I couldn't do that. So I guess this is my first video of sort of breaking out of that box as well. Obviously reading is still one of my biggest passions and hobbies, so there's always going to be that component in my videos, but I also just really feel like I just want to talk about other things, and hopefully that resonates with some people out there. I kind of feel like I'm branching out into an entire new space that I don't really know what it's going to look like yet, but I'm just going to kind of trust my gut and let it guide the way. So that's a little bit of an update of what's been happening. I have been reading, and I had planned to do some videos that didn't end up happening. And I think I'm just gonna let go of the expectation that I had there and instead give you guys just a general update about my reading and about what has been on my mind. Maybe I will I'll continue with this D&M. I feel like we're vibing, getting all deep and meaningful, so I'll continue this part and then I'll finish up with maybe letting you guys know what I've been reading. I'm 29 years old and I feel like I've been going through a period of deep reflection of my 20s, and a lot of it has been very critical and a little bit regretful, and I think that's something that a lot of people might resonate with at this point in their lives. I'm looking ahead and I know that I've got my 30s ahead of me and I'm so excited for that period of my life, but over the course of my 20s, the idea of what my 30s was going to hold has changed significantly. Like what I thought it was going to look like, I've obviously had to really come to terms with the fact that my life isn't where I thought it was going to be at this point in time, and I haven't achieved the things that I thought I was going to achieve by this point in time, and that's okay. And that doesn't make me a failure, or that doesn't make me worth any less, I guess, because and I feel like maybe a lot of women in particular might resonate with the fact that we've got a body clock or a biological clock to contend with, and the way that I feel like society sets us up is with these expectations that we're going to achieve these really key milestones in our lives, and if we don't do that, you know, what are we left with? It's been, in my experience, it's either you're hitting the milestones of like getting a partner, settling down, getting married or engaged, having a baby, traveling overseas, like all these things that I feel like our life goals are over here. And it's like, well, if you're not doing that, then you have to be over here working on your career, getting promoted, climbing the corporate ladder, earning big money, investing, buying a house. And it's like, I fit into neither category. And that's been something that I think I've been really struggling to sit with and just accept about my life, because my 20s has been incredible, challenging, really eye-opening, painful, and you know, as I'm sure it is for a lot of people, it's been about unlearning everything that I thought I knew and kind of trying to forge a path for myself that aligns with me and not with whatever society says or what my friends say or what my parents said or what school tried to teach me. I regret nothing, and at the same time I feel like there's this weight and there's this disappointment that I cared so much what people thought in my 20s. I cared so much what the people around me were going to think of me and what I did, and I think that the truth is the older you get, the less you give a shit what people think. And it's only now when I'm about to go into my 30s that I really realize this is so true, because I just care so much less, and I just wish I could go back in my 20s and not care. But it's so hard not to care when you're at that age. It's like we are brought up and brainwashed to put all of our worth into how other people see us, and all of our confidence into whether we've got this achievement or certificate, or we've completed this course, or we've got this degree, or we've done this, we've run this marathon, or like, you know, it's just, I feel like in your 20s you go through this up and down of trying to like meet that expectation of like, have I achieved enough? Have I done this? Have I ticked this box? And then you kind of go down and go, wait a second, like I did that and that didn't make me feel good. That didn't make me feel better. That didn't make me feel whole. Now what? Okay, and then we just move the goalpost on to the next thing. And I feel like I'm looking back and my 20s was full of that. It was full of like ups and downs and learning and unlearning and realizing that society doesn't have my best interests at heart, and it's just geared towards succeeding as a system, not caring about you as an individual. Not caring about you as an individual. And I think that when everybody's addicted to the same thing, it's very intimidating and hard to break away from the herd. And that's like goes against everything of our instincts. It's like, we want to be the same. We want to fit in. We want to be accepted. We want to be told that we're doing a good job. We want to be validated. And you know, that craving in your 20s is so strong. So there's been a lot of reflection. What do I wish I had done differently? There's been a lot of, wow, if I had have just not cared what people think or just pursued this relentlessly, I would be here by now. For somebody like me who, like, this is gonna sound really arrogant, but like, I wanted it all. I wanted to have the fulfilling career, and I wanted to build wealth, and I also wanted to have the family, and I also wanted to get married, and I wanted to have a big beautiful house and investments and all that kind of stuff. And to be where I am now, looking like straight on at my 30s around the corner, that is a little bit confronting and hard to not feel a little bit of disappointment. I mean, I'm also, obviously this is the time where you go through your Saturn return, which is about the time where you start to grow up, like spiritually, and get to your coming of age and take responsibility for your life and the direction it's headed. So like, they say that your 20s is for experimenting, and I guess that's true. And I feel like there's like a part of me that's scared that the experimenting part is over. you head into your 30s and a lot of people expect you to just have your life together. Like now you've done your experimenting and now you're supposed to have it figured out. What if you don't? What if you don't have it figured out all by 30? Like that's really scary. There's been so much on my mind of like, well, as soon as you get to 30, now you're gonna have to squeeze it all in 1 year. And like, I logically know that's impossible. I know I can't squeeze it all in 1 year. I can't try to force anything. I need to accept where I'm at, and not just accept it, but like actually consider how incredible the journey's been and how perfect it's been for me to end up where I am right now. I think that's where I'm at now, and where I'm finally starting to pull myself out of the disappointment is like, who's to say what life's about? Like, who is to tell me what I need to achieve or do or have by any age? There is no one deciding the rules. I decide what matters to me. I decide where I get to put my energy. I decide what goals I want to set for myself and what I want to achieve. And I can have wants and I can still want all of the things that I want, but nobody gets to decide when it's right for you. And that's the back end of where I'm at now. So this has been a little bit of a ramble. I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense, but I've been in this place of very deep reflection, and I guess part of me went to scramble to try and fit everything in that I thought I was supposed to fit in my 20s in this last year or in the next year, so that I'm not behind everybody else. And that feeling sucks, but I think this is going to be one of the biggest and the best lessons I've learned. So that's been where my head's been at. And yeah, I guess if anybody else is in their late 20s about to enter their 30s, the 1996 babies, I see you. I know the feelings that are coming up right now, whether they're the same as mine or whether they're different, they're probably heavy, and they're probably feeling a bit confronting, because that's just the time and the year that it's been. And I just wanted to say that I see you, and if this resonates, you know that you're not alone. But I feel like I'm in a much better place now than I was, and I feel like I'm not gonna miss out on anything. I like to think that like the best days I've ever had are all ahead of me. I gotta keep believing that. Yeah. Cool. Late 20s stuff, like growing up is weird. It would mean a lot if anybody's feeling this way. If you reach out and let me know in the comments. I don't know if this is something that we want to talk more about, because I feel like it's something that I see a little bit, but I would, now being in this position, I would love to see more people talking about it. I feel like it can't just be me that's feeling this way at this point in my life. Like there's just no way. So that's my little life update. Got a bit heavy there, but that's honestly been why I haven't felt motivated to film or put any videos up recently. I've just sort of been in that headspace dealing with that, and yeah, YouTube took the back seat there for a bit, but I feel better. I feel like the answer is I just don't want to keep that part of myself hidden. Like obviously social media is so much like that. We just don't put the real authentic stuff online as much as the fun upbeat stuff on any social accounts. And I think like that's why bookstagram, just like booktube, was not feeling authentic, because yeah, I could get in front of the camera and I could talk about books and yap about books, and it wouldn't be pretend because I'm reading the books, but it just wouldn't be what's on my heart. So yeah, I'm back and I'm gonna mix things up a bit. Maybe we'll have a few more like deeper, meaningful chats like this, mixed in with some other content, and you can let me know if you like it. Anyway guys, I honestly think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I just felt like that was the message I wanted to share. I'm now going to do some reading of my new book. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot I made a chai. And you would have seen in the start of the vlog, I've picked a new book to read. Maybe I'll just give you a quick book update while we're here. I have been reading. I actually just finished Harry Potter, rereading Harry Potter for like the first time since like, I want to say even primary school. So one of my goals for this year, funnily enough, one of my reading goals was to reread Harry Potter in like the colder seasons, and it's Melbourne down in Australia. It's Melbourne. It's winter down in Melbourne at the moment. So I just finished reading all 7 books again, and oh my gosh, like that was the funnest, like most emotional time ever. I enjoyed it so much, and I've been posting like some little snippets over on Goodreads of like my reviews of each individual book. I don't know whether to like I was going to film a video of me rereading the series as an adult, but like I said, like I just didn't feel inspired to, I didn't feel called to, so I didn't. I don't know whether to do like a video of me just talking about the series as an adult and what it was like to reread it. Let me know if that's something you'd even want to see. I don't know, I feel like, is that boring? You either want to see a reading vlog of it or you don't. But yeah, I don't know, maybe like a review video of watching it reading it as an adult. And I did switch between the Stephen Fry narrations as well whilst reading it, which was just a whole other experience. I loved that. Like that really made it. And I did know, I've heard that it's really good, but I just didn't know how good. But it honestly enhanced the whole reading experience. So yeah, I just finished Harry Potter. And honestly, it feels like it took me a while, but it essentially took me a month to get through the whole series, and like loved it. 5-star series. It's never not going to be a 5-star series. I'm obsessed. But I definitely had some different thoughts as an adult than when I was a child. Like I really was so shocked at some of the thoughts I was having. I was so impressed by like all the Easter eggs, and obviously you miss some of those. If you're reading it for the first time, you're gonna miss some of the Easter eggs because they go over your head, and then it's only when you kind of progress throughout the series and throughout the story that you start to recall things and go, oh my gosh. But having known what happens, it was really cool to like go back and see how this author just built this masterpiece from the very first book. Like really, really impressed. So yeah, you can tell by my smile, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm super proud of myself. I got to tick something off of my reading goals list, which was awesome. And yeah, so I kind of finished that and I know that it was kids fiction fantasy, but I really just wanted a break from fantasy, and I felt like crime was calling my name. So I'm picking up Steve Kavanagh next, The Plea. I'm not reading his books in any particular order, as you might well know. This is a series. It's called the Eddie Flynn series, but he writes each book following a different case, following a different story, and you really don't need to have read anything in order to know or to be able to enjoy the case he's working on. So this is technically the second book in the series, and I have honestly heard that people didn't enjoy this one as much as the others, but I'm pretty impressed, like from the get-go. This is very fast-paced, which I love. Courtroom drama, very high stakes. So yeah, I think this is just what I needed, a little palate cleanser. And we've obviously, you would have seen the TBR is still like really full, so I want to keep working through that. But this one was just calling my name, and we've got our beautiful beads to go with it. I hate Richmond Football Club, by the way, so this hurt me. And don't anybody say that this is Richmond colours, but it matches the book perfectly, so I had to do it. It was really cute. I find it so fun to like match beads to the book covers. I find it so cute, even if it's like just I'm only reading it, it's like only used for a week, but then a lot of the times you'll find like another book comes in with a similar color scheme, so I get to reuse the beads. But yeah. All right guys, I think I'm gonna leave it there. go and enjoy my chai, keep reading my book. I'll see you guys in the next video. When that will be and what it will be about, I have no idea. If you enjoyed this video or this message resonated with you, let me know. And if you want to see anything in particular that's maybe outside of the book world or inside the book world, let me know. I'm really open to suggestions. But I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah!